today I'm going to be trying a new type of video where I look at all the upcoming anime and basically make a tier list and rank them on which ones I think are worth watching and which ones, I think just kind of look like they're going to be garbage. And again, as this will be for any type of tier list video you see on pretty much any channel, these are my opinions, so please don't take them super seriously. And I'm also not someone who watches 500 shows a season, so my opinions probably aren't as great as maybe some other person's opinions. But that's enough, I think. Let's get into this. Okay, and I probably should warn I am doing this a few weeks in advance to the new season, but I'll probably release it shortly before the new season, so some of these shows I don't really have a good idea of what they are yet, because a lot of times I usually watch like a stream about all the upcoming anime, and that's usually where I get a good idea on all of them. So I haven't watched it yet, so I'm pretty much judging a lot of these off just initial impressions. So again, these rankings might be a bit off because some of these I've never heard of before. Okay, so the first one we have is I No Idenshi. Obviously, I have them all over here in alphabetical order, and I organize these in alphabetical order. Um, I really haven't heard of this one. I see it's by Madhouse. I know Madhouse is decent. I mean, overall, I'm not going to read all these, or this video would be an hour long. You can pause them and read them yourself. It sounds okay. I mean, I don't think personally it's something I'm going to be interested in unless I see stuff about it and it looks good. So for now, I'm going to put it probably at maybe, because I don't really know much about it yet. Okay, next up we have Ayaka. Now, I mean, again, this is another one I don't know anything about. I mean, based off this little synopsis you can pause and read, I think it's another one that sounds like I need to see more of it, and if it's interesting, I'll watch it. Okay, so next up we have Bleach, and I know this is going to be a big one, but unfortunately I haven't seen Bleach, so that's it and the story. Same for Bungo Stray Dogs. Okay, so this one, Dark Gathering, I haven't heard of. I just read it quick, and it does sound like it might be somewhat interesting. Um, it sounds like it has that potential to try to be a horror, but again, we know horror anime don't usually happen often. So at the moment, I think I'm going to put this one as maybe as well, but it's going to be a higher maybe than the others. Okay, next up we have this, Dekiru Neko wa Kyo mo Yutsu. I don't know what this is. If I'm being honest, this does not look like something that'd be interesting whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm not going to say anything else about that. Next up we have Au Kyoshitsu. Okay, and honestly, it just seems like another I'm going to throw in here. A lot of them are just like, all these and maybe are basically shows that initial impression, it doesn't sound like anything that crazy, but if I see trailers for it or something and it looks like it actually might be decent, or I hear good stuff about it, then it'll probably go up to watch later, as in something I want to watch, but it's just going to kind of be on the back burner, like, maybe in a few months, maybe in a few years, who knows. Okay, and these are going to be a quick two. If I'm not mistaken, this is, I think, might be like a Love Live spinoff or something, which I haven't seen Love Live, and I also haven't seen Devil's a Part-Timer. Sorry if you're a fan of either of those, I haven't seen them yet. Okay, this next one, Hulk, I've never heard of. Honestly, reading over the synopsis, it just does not sound like something I'd be interested in, so I'm gonna put it not interested. The only way I'd probably watch something like this is if I hear that it's amazing, because overall, this synopsis just doesn't sound like something I'd be into. Okay, next up, I'm not reading this title, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to read titles, but when they're this long, no. And this just looks like it's an Isekai Otome game, so quite honestly, it's not something I really have any particular interest in. So I'm just kind of throwing it here for now. And I can already see up down here, next up we have Horimiya. I haven't seen Horimiya, I'm sorry. Okay, next up we have that vending machine Isekai. Honestly, I'm really not that interested in it. I'm usually not super interested in Isekai unless they're good. But again, if I hear it's actually really good or really entertaining, it'll probably go up to maybe one of these. But for now, I think honestly I'm going to put this down here. Next up we have Jitsu wa Ore Saikyo deshita. It looks like another isekai based off that, so I'm immediately going to put it down here because I'd say 9 times out of 10 when you have a generic looking isekai like this, it usually ends up being kind of mid. And again, I'm judging these off first appearances, so if this actually is like really good manga readers or light novel readers, I don't know what it's based off of, then please, like a light novel, then please don't bash me. I know nothing about this other than the synopsis and this picture right here. Okay, these next two I'm doing together because I don't need to read the synopses. I think that's how you say it, synopsis. I don't know. Haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, sorry, and Rent a Girlfriend. Yeah, hate me all you want, it's going to must watch. I've seen season 1 and 2, and, well, if I've seen the first 2 seasons, I'm definitely watching season 3. Rent a Girlfriend's a show I can probably talk about for a bit because it's probably, unfortunately, a guilty pleasure show of mine. I don't know if that's really a good thing or not, but I'd say it is. So unfortunately kind of excited for this. Okay, so reading the synopsis for this level 1 thing, it honestly sounds like an isekai plot, but apparently it's a fantasy, not an isekai, so another one I'm just going to throw down here. Now next up we have Liar Liar. So basically, I don't know much about this. It says it's about playing games and psychological. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just getting the vibe that this is something I'll like. So I'm probably going to put it in a watch later. I don't think it's something I'm going to want to watch this season, but I think it's something that I can see myself maybe watching later on down the line. Okay, so another level 1 thing, it looks like Maoto One Room Yusha. Apparently it's about a demon lord who basically ends up becoming just like a lazy, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. It looks like it could be fun, but I feel like it's not something I'm going to be particularly interested in. I'm just going to put in maybe for now, and I think it's going to be a show I'm going to need to see more of to kind of see is it worth my time or not. And I'm just going to go right into it. We have Mazumune next. I think I'm going to put this in must watch for now because I have watched season 1 of it. Although I watched season 1 so long ago, I forget a lot of it. So I'm not still particularly sold on whether or not I'm going to jump right into season 2 or if I'm going to try to like refresh my memory, whether that's rewatching season 1 or like reading kind of summaries. But regardless, it's definitely going to be in one of these two. I'm going to put in must watch though, just because I've seen season 1. Okay, these should be a quick 2. Haven't seen season 1, and this is easily a must watch. I'm not going to organize these by what's the most must watch, but I've watched Mushoku Tensei season 1. I have it on my top 10 favorite anime on Mal. It's amazing. Season 1 was amazing, and I'm so hyped for season 2. I mean, I think anyone who's watched Mushoku Tensei is unbelievably hyped for season 2. It's going to be amazing. I have not read the light novel or anything. I'm an anime only, but I know it's going to be amazing. And that's all there really is to say about it. I can't wait. Okay, so next up we have Nanatsu no Makenga Shihaisuru. It apparently looks like it's just another Magic Academy anime. I'm just gonna put this in maybe. I think it's again gonna be a show I'm gonna need to see more of to see if it's something I'd like or not. But realistically, I feel like chances are it's not something I'm gonna be interested in. And I already read the synopsis for this too. Okashi na Tensei. Apparently, it's some boy I think who gets reincarnated, but apparently it looks like he makes food or something. I think. It just says he has remarkable talent as a chef or something, but it does have slice of life as a tag too, which does make me think it might be something I might like if it's just kind of like a cute, wholesome cooking isekai. Although I haven't really watched one because I know there's been some recently, so I think it's gonna be a maybe. Again, a show I need to see some of to decide if it's worth my interest or not. Okay, next two will be two quick ones again. Rurouni Kenshin I have not seen because I believe that's a sequel, and Ryza is I know based off a game I have not played or anything. So unfortunately, those two are gonna things. I know this isn't a sequel; this is a game adaptation, but it's basically the same thing. It's an adaptation of something that I have not seen anything prior of. Okay, another isekai is about a salaryman. Again, isekais are basically going right into not interested. If all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone says one of these isekais is absolutely amazing, then maybe it'll go up to one of these. But isekais for me usually go right down here again, unless it's a good one. And next up, it shows Shadowverse. I couldn't find it on this list. I just found this list online because I was too lazy to make one, which it's had pretty much everything, but I don't see Shadowverse on here. The next one is the Duke's thing, right? The Duke of Death and His Maid, I think it's called or something. Haven't seen it either. I know. I'm lame. A lot of shows I haven't seen. I'm sorry. Okay, I feel like I'm putting a lot of things in not interested, but I think again this is another fantasy thing. Fantasy isekai usually does not speak to me unless it's good. So I'm just gonna put that not interested as well. Again, if I see good stuff about it, it'll go higher. And Spy Classroom, I'm sorry, is another haven't seen, although I have seen and heard that apparently the adaptation of it is not the greatest, it sounds like, so I don't think I'm missing too much, although it does. The only thing I really feel like I've seen from Spy Classroom that seems nice is it seems like it has good waifus and good characters, but other than that, I've seen the ratings and stuff for it are pretty low, so I don't think I'm missing much. Okay, here we have two interesting ones. Well, one interesting one. I have not seen part one of this, and this one I think I'm putting up here. I think. If not, it's definitely here. Um, every season there's always going to be at least like one or two new rom-com slice of lives that just draw me in, and so far this has been the one for this season. I don't want to talk about too much about it here, but if this ends up being really good, I would say it's definitely a show I might make a video about possibly. It just seems like a really fun, wholesome rom-com, and I'm all for that. I feel like every season there's at least one of them. This season it's particularly been Skip and Loafer and Insomniacs that I made a video about earlier in the month. Um, But yeah, this looks really good. Obviously, it's had some of those jank shots in the trailers, but overall, this looks like something that's gonna be really good. So that's why I said it's probably a must-watch for me. At the very least, it's a wanna-watch. But I'm putting it up here. Okay, so I just read a synopsis for these two, and honestly, I feel like I've been putting a lot down here, but these two actually sound interesting. So this first one apparently is a sci-fi. I think I'm gonna put it in watch later. Again, this is just based off the synopsis alone. If it ends up being really mid or boring, and I hear a lot, like I hear that a lot, then I'm sure it's gonna move down. But just based off the synopsis alone, it honestly sounds interesting. It's about like I think a dystopian world where a lot of people are getting wiped out and stuff. And I don't know. It just I can put up the full synopsis here if you want to pause it and read it, but it sounds kind of interesting. And next up we have this one, which again I'll put up the full synopsis for a second if you want to pause and read it. I thought this was just gonna be something random, but it kind of just sounds like a goofy, fun rom com, which I'm all for. So honestly, that's gonna be another I think watch later for me. I'm all for a goofy rom com. It's not something I'd say that like I really want to watch this season right away, but it's something that I think is probably something I'd enjoy down the line. Okay, so they have a new Idolmaster on here, which isn't on this website, but I haven't seen Idolmaster. Next up, we have that Tiny Senpai anime. Now, I know this got a ton of controversy like a week ago as of me recording this because I said I'm recording this kind of early. But honestly, I think this is something I'd really enjoy. I gonna put it up here. I don't think I'm gonna watch it this season while it's airing. I might if I really want to, but I kind of want to watch a bit less next season than I did this season. So I think I'm gonna put in want to watch. It's definitely something I think looks like my type of show. Um, I just don't think it's gonna be something I'm gonna be watching while it's airing unless I hear it's that good or something. But despite the controversies it's had, it just looks like a cute, fun rom com, and I'm all for that. So, like I just said before. And next up, I kind of read this. This again just does not sound like something interesting to me. Again, if you want to read the synopsis, but I'm just putting in uninterested for now. Okay, I think we're starting to get some better things. So this next one, I've seen pictures of it before, I think, because this looks familiar. Unless there's just another show that looks familiar, but it seems like it's like a shoujo romance. Shoujo romances, I feel like if they're good, I'll give them a try, but I don't know. I think it's a maybe for me. If it's one of those things that I think I need to see more of, if it looks good, I might give it a try, but again, I don't know. And if my list hasn't said anything so far, this one, however you say it, Yumemiru Danshi wa Genjitsu Shugisha. I tried my best. It's another looks like cute rom com. So that's definitely going to watch later. Honestly, I might even put in wanna watch. I think I'm gonna put in wanna watch as well. It just sounds fun. There's a synopsis again. It just sounds like something I'd like. So again, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but again, it just sounds like something I would like. So I think I'm gonna put it there. Okay, and last one we have that Zombie 100 thing. Now this one I've actually like based off the little bit I've heard of it, it sounds like it's something actually really good. Apparently, it's about someone trying to complete their bucket list during a zombie apocalypse. Um, it sounds like it's something that could actually be really fun. So I think I'm honestly gonna put in one to watch as well. Although this one I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be watching while it airs. I think realistically these four are gonna be the only ones I'm probably watching during the season. Again, maybe this, maybe this, but I don't think I'm gonna be watching this. Again, it's something I probably will want to badly watch later. And these other three down here, I don't think are. Well, this is a duplicate, and I can't figure out what these are. Apparently, there's a new Shadowverse, so that might be what this is. I don't know. Regardless, I don't think any of these will duplicate, but I don't think either of these are going to be things I care about. If you know what they are and want to comment them down below, sure. But I think that's going to be it for this season's tier list. So, like the preview tier list, obviously. Again, like I've said already, these are my initial impressions based off literally just the synopsis and the visual for each anime. But I mean, this season looks like it's going to be another pretty good season. I think, honestly, spring was a better season for me because there's really only four things that I think I absolutely want to watch. Like I said, maybe two or three more that I think look like something I'd really enjoy, but I may not be willing to commit to them weekly. But overall, I think this is going to be a really solid season as well, especially because there are some heavy hitters that are just unfortunately shows I haven't seen, like obviously Bleach. I mean, Bungo Stray Dogs, maybe. I haven't seen it. Again, if you're like a fan of Horimiya, you have Horimiya coming back, Jujutsu Kaisen, etc. Like, there are a lot of really good shows this season, just unfortunately a lot of sequels to shows I haven't seen yet as well. But I think that's going to wrap it up. I know this is kind of quick too, just because I really don't want to drag it out. It's like a half-hour long video. But if you thought this is a cool idea, want me to do these maybe every 3 months coming up, then definitely let me know. So again, realistically, I want to try to maybe occasionally make a video about a non-seasonal anime too, but most of my videos usually are seasonal anime based, obviously. So I'd say there's a decent chance you might be seeing a video on one of these up here, maybe like later on in the summer or something. Um, but you never know. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this really quick, speedy preview of the summer season, and hopefully, maybe very, very briefly gave you an idea of what to watch. But hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video.